In this video we are going to demonstrate activities, tasks and sub-processes. Consider the following business situation. The process objective is to replace a vehicle under guarantee. The first activity is to include information about the vehicle. Then an automatic notification is sent to the supplier, and finally a payment authorization is sent to the payment system. This is sent automatically. In this process there are the following activities: include replacement vehicle information, notify supplier, send payment authorization to the payment system. However, in this process there are some activities that are carried out with human intervention and others that are not. The first element considered in BPMN is activities. Activities are represented by rounded rectangles, represent the work performed by an organization, uses resources such as time or human resources. In BPMN, activities are classified into tasks, represented by a rounded rectangle, that are atomic activities, meaning that there are no internal subparts defined by the model. Sub-processes, which is a compound activity identified by a plus symbol on the bottom of the shape. The activities are classified into tasks and sub-processes. BPMN provides a set of task classifications. Some important tasks are the user, script, service, send, receive, manual task. Additionally, sub-processes are classified into embedded and reusable. A user task indicates that it is an activity performed by a person or user with help from a system or software. A service task is an activity performed by a system without human intervention, i.e. an automatic activity. A script task is an activity that executes an expression. In Bizagi, it is used to identify the sending of emails. In the previous example, the first activity, include replacement vehicle information, is a user task. The second, notify supplier, is a script task and represents an email that will be sent automatically. The final activity represents an integration point between Bizagi and the payment system. This task will send an authorization automatically, and therefore a service task is used to model it. In this process, the suggestions process, most of the activities are user tasks because they are performed by a user with help from a system. For example, a user will register a suggestion in the application or system. The inform response to client activity is the only script task that represents the response that will be sent by email automatically. The second type of activity is the sub-process. A sub-process is a compound activity included within a process. It is complex, given that the figure includes at the same time a collection of activities and a logical sequence that indicates that the activity can be analyzed at a more detailed level. A sub-process can be represented either collapsed or expanded. When it is collapsed, the sub-process detail is not displayed, while when it is expanded, the sub-process detail is displayed. In the following example, the A sub-process is instanced followed by either the D or E activities, according to a decision represented by a gateway. Is this correct? No, this is not. In this process, the sequence flows across the sub-process boundaries. This is not possible. The sequence flows cannot cross these limits. One possibility to model this is: the parent process has the start event, and then the A sub-process is instanced. The sub-process has its own start and end events. After finishing the sub-process, the decision is taken based on process data to continue with the following activity. One classification of the sub-process is embedded, that signifies the sub-process depends completely on the parent process. Reusable is a defined process like another business process diagram that does not depend on the parent process. An embedded sub-process is a process that is actually part of the parent process. An embedded sub-process is not reusable by other processes. It cannot contain pools or lanes, can only use a non-start event, and all process data used in the parent process is directly accessible by the embedded sub-process. A reusable subprocess is a process that can be called as a subprocess from various processes, i.e., a separately modeled process that may be used in multiple contexts without changes. It can be a high-level process or subprocess, i.e., it can be accessed as a subprocess or an independent process. This is an example of a personal loan request process. The first activity is register request. After this activity, the first subprocess is applicant analysis. This subprocess has been declared as reusable. Other parent processes can invoke this subprocess, for instance, a mortgage request. In this process, the applicants are analyzed. Other subprocesses, such as document verification and loan study, have been declared as embedded. For example, the loan study subprocess has a particular structure that only applies for personal loans and will not be reused.